What up, though, y'all? Okay, episode 3. Who the fuck decided to incarcerate Bolanos? All right, so we left off with talking about 18 months to 15 years. That's where we are. That's where we left off. So now we're picking up episode 3. I really wish my dogs would shut the fuck up. They are only doing this when I turn this thing on to record. They are insanely quiet until I come in here to record this. Okay, so episode 3 is going to be about what has taken place since then. So, okay, when Michael Jackson Bolanos transfers, he goes directly from Wayne County Jail to the custody of MDOC from his sentencing, like a couple days afterwards, blah, 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 right? So he had outstanding fines and costs that needed to be paid. Those were paid off prior to his transfer to MDOC. Boom. Now he's at MDOC, right? So he's at MDOC and they are like, all right, you got to take these courses, blah, blah, blah. So what does he do? He starts taking these courses, the courses that they required for him to take. Boom. He takes these courses, doing a great job, I assume. I mean, I don't assume. I know that now because I've seen the paperwork. So now I know he did a great job. And he took some voluntary classes too. He was like, shit, I don't have anything to do. Got a bunch of time. I'm sitting around. I'm not really doing shit. I'm taking a class. So let me take some voluntary classes. He signed himself up for some voluntary classes. Wonderful. Wonderful of him. So he gets absolutely no misconduct citations. He takes the required courses that are required of him. He signs up for voluntary courses, being a proactive individual, takes some voluntary courses. Other than that, he basically notes that he spends his time on his bunk, reading books, maybe playing some chess with some people, not really doing too much, like doing the things that he's required to do, staying out of trouble, being basically like a fucking model inmate. He's not doing shit. He's just like, all right, cool. I should follow all the rules so I can hurry up and get out of here and go home. So cool. January 23rd, he has a parole board hearing, right? So at his parole board hearing, he goes in front of the parole board. They look at his PSI and they look at his entire report about what he's been doing with his time in prison so far. So at this point, he had been in prison since August 9th, and this is January 23rd. So a considerable amount of time that he's been there. So they look at all of that, and they're using all of that to make a determination on, are they going to parole him? Are they not going to parole him? So they ask him a bunch of questions about Samantha Wall, which is crazy because he doesn't know anything about Samantha Wall. Why doesn't he know anything about her? Because he didn't murder her. He was acquitted of that. He literally does not know. I mean, did they ask him any questions about this investigation that the police did about larcenies into motor vehicles? No, they asked him 0 questions about that. Why did they ask him 0 questions about that? Because in this complete PSI that I was telling you guys about, it mentions nothing about an investigation of larcenies into motor vehicles. Why does it not mention that? Because again, an investigation of larcenies into motor vehicles never happened. So since it didn't happen, there's no police reports about this investigation of larcenies into motor vehicles. Because if there was an investigation about it, there would be police reports about that. And if there were police reports about that, that would be inside the PSI. But the PSI is completely null and void of any investigations of larcenies into a motor vehicle because it never happened. So when he goes in front of the parole board, he is asked a bunch of questions about the murder of Samantha Wall, which he knows nothing about because he did not murder Samantha Wall, and accordingly, he was acquitted of that. So what is going on here? Okay, that's what's going on. That's what happens at his parole board hearing. Cool. February 17th comes around. On February 17th, he is given a denial of parole letter. And in his denial of parole letter, the reason that they denied his parole is because the MDOC parole board has indicated that they lack assurances that he is not a menace to society or a threat to public safety. What? He was convicted of lying to the police. How in the hell is that a menace to society or a threat to public safety? That it's not. It's not. Is it unethical? Perhaps. Is it immoral? Immoral? Is it? Maybe. lying. Yeah, lying may be unethical. It perhaps is immoral. But a threat to public safety? Okay. That's what they use as their reason. Now, underneath their reasons, there is sections, and these sections are for reasons that support the parole board's decision. Okay? And the reasons to support the parole board, the subsections of these categories are crime and criminal behavior. What's written there? No comment. Literally no comment is written there. Correctional adjustments. What's written there? No comment. Literally no comment is written there. Program involvement. What's written there? No comment. That is what is written there. Personal history. What is written there? No comment. Substance abuse history. What is written there? No comment. No comment is written there too. The interesting part about that is, in addition to the PSI, they are able to look at the entire report of what he's been doing while he's been in prison, right? And that is like a glowing report. He literally has a glowing report of what he's been doing in prison. He's been doing all of the things that he's been told to do. He has no misconduct citations. He's taken the classes. He signed himself up for voluntary classes. He in class they give like a report card for the class, and they're like, this guy was a great participant. He showed up for all the classes. He willingly gave his opinion on things and spoke, like genuinely spoke and stuff like that. Like there's literally everything was above average. Great, like grading for him. Like every single thing was like above average. Like he's just like a fucking model citizen in prison right now. So why did they deny his parole? I don't know, because they gave no comment to support their decisions for denying his parole. They gave no comment. And the other crazy part about that is, there's a last portion of this little denial letter that says recommendations for corrective action, which may facilitate release. May facilitate release. One of the things it says there is that, taking more classes could facilitate release. Cool. He kited to MDOC staff and was like, hey, can you guys sign me up for more classes? Like, blah, blah, blah. They kited him back and were like, no, there are no more. You've taken the ones that were required of you. You signed yourself up for the voluntary ones. There are no more. Okay, well, then how the fuck is he supposed to facilitate his own release if he can't even sign himself up for any classes? That's crazy. Okay, so then it said he could avoid situations that could result in a misconduct. He's already done that. He has no misconducts. It says he could have good conduct in his in-house unit. He has that too. There have been no complaints about his conduct in anything, so he has that. He could get positive reports on all of his programs. He has that. I just told you guys, like glowing fucking reports about this guy. He's been doing wonderful, wonderful work, like sticking to the program, doing what he needs to do. All right. And he can continue to demonstrate positive prison behavior. Cool. For how long? For 15 years? Like, what are we doing at this point? Like, why would that have to happen? Because the bottom line is this. MDOC, let's remember, again, they didn't even want him to begin with. The recommendation was for probation. How was the recommendation for probation? MDOC said they don't even want to incarcerate him. They want to give him probation. But now you don't want to give him parole? And you have no reason to not give him parole? He's literally done everything that one is supposed to do. He's been following all the rules. He's adhered to everything. He's paid off everything. He's done everything. Like, this man has been on his game. Like, what? This man has been seriously on his game, and y'all didn't even want him to begin with, but now you want to flop him on parole. Y'all, make it make sense. Make it make sense, y'all. Like, who the fuck decided to incarcerate Bolanos? Episode 3 is the parole board hearing. That's what this one's called. So make it fucking make sense. We're coming back. We have more episodes. So I think for today, we're done. I think we did 3 episodes today. That's pretty good. And then we'll come back and we'll hit more shit. Episode 4, stay tuned. We're coming back with it at some point. But like 3 episodes today. What the fuck? Parole is flopped, y'all. Why? There's no reason. No comment, I guess, is the thing. No comment. A threat to public safety for lying. Not possible. Not real. Don't let them fucking tell you that shit. That's crazy. No. Absolutely not. No.